Hey y'alls, welcome back. It's me, Dr. Edwards, and I wanted to put together a little video for this week's discussion, all about myth as charter. So you're going to want to start off with reading Malinowski's article. This is where that concept is really kind of outlined. And in brief, you want to think of a charter as kind of an organizing model. All right. The way that folks imagine things working. Um, and these really reflect the ideals of a group, the norms, their values. It is something that is fundamental to how they see and understand their reality. Okay, and we often think of myths as as not being real, right? As being something that's fantastical or something like that. But they're not, and that's Malinowski's point that myths serve vital functions. All right. And that's really what you're going to be wanting to explore this week. So you're going to start with focusing in on the a group that you're using for your final project. All right, find a myth that's associated with them. Do a little googling. All right, dig around, find some good stuff. And you want to analyze it. That's kind of the goal. So give kind of a brief overview of the myth. Think broad strokes. Then you want to be able to pick out key themes, right? And you're going to want to explain how those themes from the myth explain something in the modern world, right? The way that something acts or the way something is presently. Okay. Um, there's a great example. Was it Pritchard? I think. I hope I got that right. Did some work with the Azande. And in Africa, and they have a really unique kind of belief system, which involves witchcraft, right? Witchcraft, from an outsider perspective, it would be kind of this myth. We don't really recognize it as being, empirical. You can't really prove it, but that doesn't, disprove it at the same time. Among the Azande, they view all unfortunate events as being attributed to sorcery. All right, and that includes everything like adultery, right? You could be walking along and stub your toe, and sorcery is to blame for that. Witchcraft, sorry, not sorcery. Witchcraft is to be blamed for stubbing your toe, and they explain it through a very logical process, where why didn't you stub? You've walked that path every day for the past 20 years. How come this is? How come you stubbed your toe this time? Right? What makes this instance unique from all the other ones? And it usually comes down to someone being jealous and having feelings. There are much more specific myths that are associated with creation, like the Popol Vuh, that's highlighted in the extra resources this week. Check out that video; it's really cool. It gives you a nice, solid example, and highlights kind of how this organizing model, this charter, this creation myth, has how it's seen and how it's influenced people. All right, in this one, it kind of touches on some evolutionary perspectives. Really kind of cool. Um, yeah. Then after kind of outlining your myth and being able to point out key themes and how those explain modern things, right? Contemporary, not necessarily modern like cell phones, sort of thing, but present, contemporary. Um, After you do that, you want to think about how your myth validates or invalidates Malinowski's idea of myth as a charter. Okay, so you want to be reflexive here. You want to be able to, like, okay, I can in the myth that I've chosen for my group, I can see a similar pattern and point that out. Okay, or you could take an opposite position where, like, no, I don't see that in this particular myth. The key is that you need to be able to support that. Okay, so if you're going to take a counter perspective that you don't see this as, myth as charter, you want to be very specific about, oh, hey, in this particular myth, they do X, Y, and Z, and this is a counterexample to one that Malinowski presents. I would suggest not going so far as to say it disproves anything, because a single example is never proof of something. It might be a counterexample, if you follow what I'm saying. So yeah, don't forget to cite your sources. All right, anything you draw on, include an in-text citation as well as a full APA reference. Right at the bottom of your submission. And of course, if you have any questions, concerns, don't you hesitate. I'm always here to help. Give me a call, text me, email me. We can set up a Skype session, whatever you need. So, yeah, looking forward to your all's analysis of myth as charter. Have a great one, and I'll see you in the discussion boards. Bye.